Hello, and welcome. I'm Torres-Spelliscy, and this is 5 Minutes with the Professor. This week's podcast, I want to focus on one aspect of employment discrimination, sexual harassment. Now, the issue of sexual harassment is not new. It was rampant through the workplaces of mid-20th century America as they became fully integrated with men and women for the first time. It would take center stage as harassment scandals gripped the nation in the 1980s and 1990s, starting with the scandal around Clarence Thomas's ultimately successful nomination to the Supreme Court, and continuing through the sexual scandals of President Bill Clinton. Then, within the last 5 years, our societal awareness of these issues has exploded, with fallout in the entertainment, political, financial, and business sectors. One of the most salacious recent scandals involved one of the most powerful businessmen in the nation, former Fox News chairman and CEO, Roger Ailes. The scandal cost Ailes his job, and it cost the Fox News Corporation a fortune. The entertainment world was similarly rocked by revelations concerning the alleged actions of Harvey Weinstein, whose company went bankrupt following the allegations, and he now faces criminal charges. And then, most recently, with the again ultimately successful nomination of Brett Kavanaugh to the U.S. Supreme Court. Now let me start our discussion by saying this. There's been a lot of chatter in the media classes recently about political correctness. Statements that concerns that are being expressed by some individuals are the result of a thin skin or the fact that they can't take a joke. Let me disabuse you of that notion right now from a lawyer's perspective. Simply put, sexual harassment is against the law. Breaking those laws can have significant consequences not just for the individual, but for the company itself. For 30 years, this has been unquestionably true. In 1986, in a unanimous Supreme Court decision, in the case of Meritor Savings Bank versus Vinson, Chief Justice William Rehnquist wrote for the court, quote, "Courts have uniformly held, and we agree, that a plaintiff may establish a violation of Title VII by proving that discrimination based on sex has created an abusive or hostile work environment." The court then goes on to cite the 11th Circuit, which wrote, "Sexual harassment which creates a hostile or offensive environment for members of one sex is every bit the arbitrary barrier to sexual equality at the workplace that racial harassment is to racial equality. Surely a requirement that a man or woman run a gauntlet of sexual abuse in return for the privilege of being allowed to work and make a living can be as demeaning and disconcerting as the harshest of racial epithets." See, from the law's perspective, this has nothing to do with a person's sense of humor or the thickness of their skin. Behaving in this way is illegal, can cost you and your company everything. In the workplace, you must behave in a professional manner. The rules are not that complicated. Act like a mature human being. Treat everyone with respect, and treat them like a person, not an object. You'll likely be fine. Behave inappropriately, like a teenage bully barely in control of your emotions and urges, you're going to end up like Mr. Ailes and countless others, in search of a new job, with a tarnished reputation, and a whole lot poorer. So let's talk about some of the details of sexual harassment laws, and we'll bring in some of the reporting on Mr. Ailes' case as an example of what not to do. And let's be clear about another thing. If you engage in this type of behavior and this type of conduct, your company is unlikely to take your side in the dispute. Why? It's all risk, no upside for the company. Doing so simply exposes the company to potential liability. No matter how productive you are as an employee, it pales in comparison to the potential legal costs and fines that could result. Even Rupert Murdoch was willing to fire Roger Ailes, a man who had created a company earning him $1 billion annually. And even though he fired him, the company still had to pay another $20 million to settle the case. You have to understand that companies will always seek to protect themselves first, as they should. And one of the easiest ways for a company to demonstrate good faith, to protect itself, is to fire or discipline the offending individual. Now, as mentioned above, sexual harassment is prohibited under Title VII of the Civil Rights Act. Now, we're going to focus here on the issue of company or corporate liability because I'm going to assume that none of my students would ever engage in such lewd conduct, and don't prove me wrong. Now, there are two types of sexual harassment that you have to be aware of as a company. a number of things that you can do to avoid liability. Whether or not a company will ultimately be liable depends on a number of factors. First, the type of conduct that's at issue. Second, the perpetrator. And third, and perhaps most importantly, the company response. So let's start by going through two types of prohibited harassment. The first type is called quid pro quo harassment. It's a Latin phrase, roughly translates to give to get. For example, demanding sexual favors in return for promotion would be an example of quid pro quo harassment. This type of overt harassment is more rare. It does happen, and at least according to some reporting, it was also part of the Ailes case. As New York Magazine reported, there were persistent rumors that Ailes propositioned female employees for sexual favors, close quote. The report went on to provide further evidence, actually detailing conversations that Gretchen Carlson, the plaintiff, had allegedly recorded. The report noted, beginning in 2014, according to a person familiar with the lawsuit, Carlson brought her iPhone to meetings in Ailes' office and secretly recorded him saying the kinds of things he's been saying to her all along. Quote, I think you and I should have had a sexual relationship a long time ago. And you'd be better and good, and I'd be good and better. Sometimes problems are easier to solve, he allegedly said in one conversation. If true, these allegations would clearly represent quid pro quo harassment. And there are few, if any, defenses to such harassment, particularly when it's committed by a supervisor. That could help explain why the settlement was so large in the end. Now, the second type of harassment is more common, and in some ways, it's harder to determine, and it's called hostile work environment harassment. The concept is that certain comments and behavior can, if pervasive enough and occurring over a long enough period of time, create an environment that is so hostile that it can alter the conditions of the victim's employment and create an abusive working environment. Now, this is really a factual determination as to whether the behavior is offensive and pervasive enough. The easiest way for a company to avoid liability, the easiest way to protect yourself, simply have a zero tolerance policy with respect to any lewd or inappropriate conduct. Now, in determining company liability, the next step is to determine the position of the person who is accused of the wrongdoing. The higher the ranked the person, the more problem it is. The individual is a supervisor, for example, the company is in a worse position. Here again, we can go back to the Ailes example. The amount of the settlement was likely inflated by the fact that Ailes was at the top of the organizational chart. It's the worst case scenario in terms of liability for a company. Now, if the supervisor has taken some type of tangible employment action, fired the person, demoted the person, even constructively discharged the person, which means, although not legally fired, basically making it impossible for them to do their work. In those cases, the company will likely be found liable. If no tangible employment action is taken, the employer must show that it took reasonable care to prevent and correct their harassing behavior, including by having an effective policy. And second, that the plaintiff failed to take advantage of those corrective opportunities, i.e. they failed to follow the procedures in filing a complaint. This is known as the Ehlers-Faragher defense, and it's named after a couple of Supreme Court cases from which it is derived. The company can show those two things, an effective policy that the plaintiff failed to take advantage of, it can possibly escape liability. So a couple lessons to draw here for a company other than make good hiring decisions. 1, make sure that your company has a meaningful, up-to-date written policy on harassment. 2, make sure your company takes quick and appropriate remedial action as soon as harassment is reported. Importantly, the company may not retaliate in any way against the individual making the complaint. Don't transfer them, don't demote them, don't try to intimidate them to withdraw the complaint. And that protection extends to both the family members who may also be working for the company or other co-workers who speak out in support of the plaintiff. Your responsibility as a company is simple. Ensure that a full and complete and impartial investigation is carried out in accordance with the policies and procedures set forth in the harassment policy whenever a complaint is filed. And what if the harassment is committed by a co-worker as compared to a supervisor? Well, here it is easier for the company to assert a defense, provided it has taken the appropriate steps. 1, if the company knew or should have known about the harassment and failed to take appropriate remedial actions, there could be trouble. You simply cannot ignore reports of harassment or dismiss them. Every single report must be fully and thoroughly investigated. For example, according to the Ailes case, Quote, when Carlson complained to her supervisor in 2009 about her co-host Steve Ducey, who she said condescended to her on and off the air, Ailes responded that she was, quote, a man-hater and a killer who needed to get along with the boys, close quote. And after this conversation, Carlson's role on the show diminished, and eventually she was demoted to the lower-rated 2 p.m. time slot. So not only was that an inappropriate management response to allegations of harassment, but Ailes again appears to have retaliated, both factors which likely contributed to the large settlement. Now, the gender of the victim and the accused perpetrator is largely irrelevant here, as same-sex gender discrimination is also prohibited under Title VII. So in short, the law is pretty straightforward here, in terms of avoiding liability for companies. Make sure you have a comprehensive anti-discrimination and anti-harassment policy enforced at your company. Make sure you have the staff appropriate to enforce it. And make sure that you take appropriate remedial actions when such activities are reported. That's it for this week's podcast. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you on the discussion boards.